I am Dr. Ruchika Verma and I am going to give a lecture on the topic Women's Sports in India, an overview. This is module 4 of the paper 15 and this module has been written by Professor Jayashree Acharya from Lakshmibai National Institute of Physical Education. Now, women's presence in sports is a very important issue, especially in India. In a country in India, a traditional country, where tradition and culture doesn't put women in forefront in the sports, this issue is more relevant, becomes more relevant for the point of view of women's studies. Women in sport has been a topic virtually totally ignored by scholars and others. Thus, female sport participation has been a relatively underdeveloped area of research, more so for Indian women athletes, because the women has not been addressed as a sport person. Sex role stereotyping. Now, what is sex role stereotyping? Stereotyping means that women, male and female, the biologically differentiated two sexes are socially constructed and stereotypes are developed for their two genders. And this sex role stereotyping developed a male bias and the reward structure of the society has contributed to the neglect of women in the sports, because stereotypically women is considered to be confined to the household work and male are confined to all other activities. So, sports means males. So, stereotypical notion is that sports is something which is addressed towards male issues, is a male area. Indian women are trying to establish their own identity in the area of sports. It's something not impossible for Indian women, and there is a movement towards women in the area of sports, but still they are unable to take a stand for themselves. It is very difficult for women to establish themselves in the area of sports. The important contribution, we know that there are many women who are in the various type of sports like PT Usha, Saina Nehwal, then Saina Mirza, then Mary Kom. These are the women who are changing the women's position in the area of sports. Times have changed and are improving, but there is still a lot to be achieved. Men have an upper hand in all spheres of life. Gender inequality is a deep-rooted issue, and in order to change the situation, we need to take drastic steps, and that steps needs to be strictly followed, and these needs should be emphasized by women. Now, before beginning with what we can do and what are the requirements for women to establish in the sports, let us look at the historical perspective of women's sports participation. The history of sports in India dates back to the Vedic era. Physical culture in ancient India was fueled by religious rites. The mantras in Atharvaveda says, "Duty is in my right hand and fruits are in my left." This applies to all men and women. The unquestionable prescription of the absolute physical inferiority and physical inferiority for women as compared to boys and men has been considered as superior are methods of restricting female participation in sports. Especially in Indian culture, women is always at the back and men are always in the forefront. So, this is an unquestionable assumption which is still existing, especially in the area of sports. Now, how evolution of women took place in the area of sports? The first Olympic Games of the modern era in 1896 were not open to women. But since this time, the participation of women in the Olympic movement at all levels has changed considerably. It fully represents the value of our modern society worldwide. So, there was a time when women was not represented in Olympic games, but now the time has changed and gradually the changes are taking place. This evolution has taken place within a favorable social, political and cultural framework in which women's issues started to be addressed and led to major action and regulations that recognized and defended women's rights at all levels of the society. So, this evolution not only acknowledged women's personal needs or desires to be a part of sports, but also it took a favorable social, political and cultural framework. Women competed the first time at the 1900 Games in Paris. Of a total of 997, the women competed in 5 sports: tennis, sailing, equestrianism and golf. These were the games in which women participated, and the International Olympic Committee, which is the highest authority for taking decision regarding games and sports, plays a central leadership role in the world of sport, and its policies set standards in international, regional and national sporting events and procedures. Normally, it is addressed by the short form IOC. In 1994, it requested that the Olympic Charter be amended to include an explicit reference to the need for action on women and sports. So, in 1994, it was so late that the need for women, it was realized that there is a need to include women in sports. The Women and Sports Commission, which meets once a year, monitors the participation of women in the Olympics as well as in the representation in decision making. So, gradually the presence of women in IOC was recognized. Now, the first most common problem which was experienced by women in the area of sports also was the problem of sexual harassment and sexual abuse in sport. The world of sports is not immune to the problem that we are here to address or to the behavior that lead to gender based violence. This was as it is present in the area of sports. The IOC has been at the forefront of efforts to eliminate sexual harassment and sexual abuse in sports. Its commitment to this issue is aligned with the IOC's belief that the practice sport is a human right that cannot be denied on the basis of gender, race or sexual orientation. So, IOC took some important decision in favor of women, and as a result it was decided that women should participate in all sports without any kind of discrimination. The Olympic Charter, then now look at, we will see some, I am going to address some research overview of female athletes. Over the past several decades, the role of females in modern society has expanded and changed dramatically. There is a major change in the women's perception of social and cultural norms also in a different way in the last 20 to 25 years. However, stereotypes do still exist. There is a change which is taking place. Stereotypes are changing, roles are changing, roles are modifying, roles expectations. People are perceiving women in different roles in different ways, but still stereotypes are there. The researches in this area focus on gender based analysis of sport goal orientation, coping skills and participation motivation of athletes. Health benefits to women practicing sporting lifestyles. Sport provides benefits to women with disabilities and also affirmation of self-empowerment on personal and collective levels. So, basically the research was addressed on those issues. Now, what are the various ways in which the promotion of sports and physical education was done among women? The different steps which were taken by IOC were: first, scholarship at undergraduate and postgraduate level. As we all know that when a student go for admission after class 12th, they get a sports quota also. So, if a student is performing very well in some sports or games, then she or he gets some concession in the admission also. So, there are some privileges for students at for the sportsmanship. Then national sport festivals for women has been started to be organized. Then evaluation of sports schemes and sports pathways in India. So, like that the people are contributing, bringing about change in the area of sports. Now, the lecture will be incomplete without giving due importance to some renowned past athletes and their contribution. The first name which comes is P.T. Usha, an athlete who is regarded as one of the greatest athletes in India has ever produced and is often called the queen of Indian track and field, has won more than 101 international medals. P.T. Usha won 4 gold medals and 1 silver medals in the track and field in 1986 Asian Games. She was also awarded the trophy for the best athlete in the world. So, an athlete from India got a recognition on the international level and was considered as the best athlete in the world. Her splendid victory made her a household name and brightened the aspects of female athletes in India. That was the time after P.T. Usha, many women came into in athletes and became a sportswomen. Then the second name which needs some prominence is Shini Ibrahim. Shini Ibrahim won a national champion in 800 meters for 14 years. She represented India more than 75 times in international competitions, and she holds the added distinction of representing Asia in 4 World Cups. She is also perhaps the only athlete to have taken in 6 Asian tracks and meets in a row beginning in 1985 in Jakarta. So, she made a tremendous contribution in putting a pillar for women to see how women can stand in the area of sports. Then the third name which cannot be missed is Soma Biswas. She is again an athlete who rose to fame when she won the silver medal in 2002 Asian Games in Busan, South Korea. She won another silver medal at the 2006 Asian Games in Doha. Now, besides athlete, another area where women is considered as a weaker sex and cannot be expected to show her performance is weightlifting. It's a general stereotype in Indian society that women cannot carry loads. But no, the Karnam Malleshwari is a name which rejects all these stereotypes, and she was the one who showed glorious performance at the Olympics. Malleshwari bagged a bronze in the 69 kg category of the weightlifting championship at Sydney Olympics in 2000. She started the competition with a lead where she entered into the competition at 105 kg, while other lifters opted for 100 kgs weight and later went over to the next higher level. So, Karnam Malleshwari is a name in the Indian weightlifting field, where she is considered as a landmark, and she is a role model in this particular sport. Anju Bobby George is another name who created history and became the first Indian medalist at the World Athletic Championship when she took the long jump, which was around 6.70 meter bronze in Paris in 2003. Later in 2005, she won the gold medal at the World Athletics, where she considers as the best performance. Her performance was considered as the best performance. Now, some athletes of the present time and their views on society and system. It is very important that women who are actually existing in the sports and they have their career as professional sports, what are their opinions? Preeja Sridharan has shared her opinion, which I am quoting, is, "I have been on the tracks for about 2 decades. I toiled hard in these years to better my sporting career, but on the other side, I got very little time to spend with my family." The national record holder who grabbed 10,000 meter gold and 5,000 meter silver medal in 2010 denied that age or her sex is an important factor in her decision to retire. So, that is the criteria of women who still have a determination to fight for the country. In India, then another statement is by Hina Sidhu, who is a pistol shooter. Again, a non-stereotypical sport which is generally dominated by males is pistol shooting. In India, you can't make a profession out of sport unless you are a cricketer. India's first world number when I started out 7-8 years back, it was really tough to break through. It is true that in India, when we talk about sports, it is the cricket which dominates. So, it is not only the women's participation in the sports which is important, but also the nature of sport in which she is participating. Cricket was still a sport in which the women was not participating for a very long time, but now women is also participating in sports like cricket, hockey, football, basketball, volleyball, table tennis and many others. The next is Geeta Fogart, who is a renowned personality, a wrestler to qualify for the Olympics in 2012, said she and others have had to overcome hurdles men simply do not face. When I started wrestling, my family had to face a lot of criticism from the community. We all know the famous movie Dangal, in which the 4 daughters of a father who was craving for a son, and then he was determined to make 2 of her daughters, Geeta and Babita, as the international wrestlers. So, this was the, and we all know from this movie that how he fought with the stereotypes and the stereotypical way of bringing up daughters, which actually acted as a strong hurdle in the development of their daughters as wrestlers. The next important topic which needs attention in this particular module is how to increase women's participation in sports. The first important step is coaching programs. We need some coaching programs which should emphasize more on awareness about various sports and reduce women's reluctance to enter into the sport area. Second is safety, close and secure parking, appropriate internal and external lighting, security guards, if needed, contact numbers within reach, because normally women when go for some kind of sports, those areas are very big and the area itself, the place itself is not very much women friendly. So, it is very important that the place should be made women friendly and the women should not have any chance of any insecure experience. Then certain facilities are required to increase women's participation in sports. Some facilities such as girls' hygiene needs, then the needs of women and girls who are disabled, a support system, physical access, parking, then access to proper sanitation and bathing, etc. Then price and affordability is another important thing which needs to be addressed. Subsidies for women's activities can make them more affordable. As it is in India, parents, they are not very much interested for women's education, for daughters' education. So, if they get some subsidy for women's activities in sports, they can at least think of some outlet and they can involve their daughters, even if not in education, then some kind of sport, so that they can become more competent. If subsidies cannot be sustained, consider offering them at the start of a new project, at least, so that they can get some kind of motivation. Cultural and religious sensitivity is another very important thing which needs to be addressed before for proper participation of women in sports. If sports gear or clothing is inappropriate, because many times the cultural restriction for clothing in a particular games in some games such as tennis or badminton, where women have to wear short clothes, those cultural and religious restrictions should be taken care of and stereotypes attached to it should be removed. Thank you so much.